I think the thing about healthcare, and I speak of both hospital and home care, is that a lot of people that I know that are not, in this industry, you don't understand the need for it until you need it. For instance, my parents are now in their 70s, and Dad's 81. They moved into a senior living facility in Sandy Springs, and even having been in this industry for years, I didn't fully understand the need for certified nursing assistants for my dad, and how difficult it is to get people there. And you find somebody that you like, but it's hard because people are going to find that job where they can work more hours, that they can work closer to home. As our population here ages, and as more, as we get older and we keep ourselves alive longer, we end up with more comorbidities. We need more trips to the doctor and our specialist and to the doctor, and having caregivers come to our homes. It is a rising challenge, and those two things, transportation and affordable housing, are very important. If we pride ourselves as a great place to retire and age, all of those services, which include those people that are going to help take care of us.
Thank you, Beth. What is your position on that?
I mean, I think there has to be a lot of public dialogue. If we know that 15% of the workforce is having to care for their older adult, that impacts their ability to provide. If we know that we've got this growing population, and one of the things that's happened with Metro Atlanta is a great place to live, but it's also a great place to recruit your parents to come live. Yeah. But with that comes the challenge of, if you're going to allow people to remain as independent as possible in their home or senior living, you've got to have a workforce. So you have to address, they don't just magically come out of the air. This is a huge growth industry. We have to address, how do we have some affordable housing here, or we will not be aging in place here, or more people have to leave their jobs and care for their parents. I don't think there is as much awareness. Everyone hears this as tsunami, but I will tell you from interviewing so many families, they really don't understand that you don't just have a caregiver at a dime. You can't just call up and say, and Jon-Paul, we have this happen a lot. Someone's coming in from the hospital, we got calling in 2 hours, we need somebody right now. I'm like, well, good luck. I don't say that, but you need to be aware that planning needs to occur. So one of the big things I really try to promote is talking with families about making a plan and having some flexibility. But also I throw in there always, if we had some affordable housing, it would help. People don't like to hear that, but they need to hear that. If we want a vibrant community where people can age in place, multi-generational, we have to have affordable housing, and we have to have some solutions for transportation. It's important to our long-term survival, I think, as the type of generational care that we want to give.
What does that conversation look like, Beth, to really raise awareness and have people understand the interdependent nature of these issues?
I think the conversation has to be, if you want to be able to have a community where your mother and father and you live, then we have to all be supportive of what that workforce looks like. It's not just, we're just building these low-income housing, but what is the community we want to build, and what does it need to have with it? And what flexibilities need to occur there? And are there some volunteer agencies that even want to work on some transportation out to suburbs for people? What is it we want to do for that workforce, in terms of some special benefits that they could receive since they're traveling? It's a community-wide conversation, and it's not a one-time conversation. It's a continual thread of a conversation about what we need to do as a community to take care of our needs. And I think with that, it benefits, because one of the things that I do think, and I'm going to just say this, a lot of times certified nursing assistants are not seen as professionals, and they are. They're not sitters. And with the amount of care that we need, they provide very important care. Recognizing them as professionals and wanting them to be part of the community, I think, is a whole nother discussion that's important. Trying to work on recruiting people that perhaps, because of the pandemic, have lost their job, having more employer-based programs. So it's a regular, continual conversation.